It is our absolute promise to you that we will satisfy the things that you want to know about, because they are very clear. It's going to be a really good day. Everything that is spoken, and you'll hear it, you also may very well receive it. You also may very well identify with it, and for sure you will emit your own vibrational place of being. So just relax and enjoy the moving closer to who you really are. Your ability to comprehend is going to come on in a fuller way than it usually is. You're going to understand things, and as we talk, your feeling of understanding is going to wrap all around you, and you're going to feel better than usual. And when you leave, that understanding will sustain for a while, but as you try to explain what you know to others, you may not know it quite as well when you are not in this close proximity. But this is the point that we're wanting to make with you. You do not have to be in this physical space in order to have access to the expansion that you accomplish is yours forevermore, because there is no regression, there is no going back. So as a result of what we talk about here today and the vibrational movement that happens within you, your point of attraction will absolutely shift, absolutely, which means every relationship that you have will be new, which means you can very well have new expectations about old relationships and have new experiences begin to come, and that is so much fun. Jerry said for years, Abraham, what's in this for you? What do you want? And we explained in many different ways that we are teachers of energy and alignment, but what we are really teachers of is allowing. We are teaching you to allow yourself the fullness of all that you've become, because we know that all of your pleasure and all of your love and all of your joy and all of your satisfaction and all of your appreciation and all of your zest for life and all of your clarity and all of your friskiness comes from your alignment with the fullness of who you are, and nothing else even comes close to satisfying it. What vibration are you offering? Because sometimes you think you're offering a vibration that's in harmony with your desire and in harmony with who you are, because you're smiling and using positive words. And we say, you cannot fake it till you make it, because you can't offer words that you do not feel and affect your vibration in any way. And so sometimes you're offering a vibration or a statement from a feeling place of the absence of what you want. And that's what we want to help you to become more aware of, because that's the one subtle piece that once you recognize it, then you will so much more steadily be moving toward the allowing of what you want. And you'll be in this receiving mode where you'll receive impulses and ideas and words to say and places to be, and your timing will be so magnificent as you rendezvous with all other cooperative components that will assist you in the delicious life that you've intended to live, as you can then witness the magnificent unfolding of things in this never-ending creation that is you. You are the only one who can contour your vibration or contour your point of attraction. And so when you realize that even though some circumstance or event or other individual is a object of your attention, and as you are observing them or giving your attention to them, you are feeling uncomfortable, still it is your control of the way you look or the aspects that you look for that makes the difference in whether you separate's too strong of a word, but move away from your own inner being or move towards your own inner being. And when you move towards your inner being, you feel better. And when you move away from your inner being, you feel worse. In other words, this is the way your guidance system works. And so what we want for you is your alignment with your power. We want not to create for you. We want you to discover your own creative power. You see, for us to be in the vortex, the only thing that we or anyone has to give to anyone else is the example of the vortex, because that's where all of the joy and all of the creative juices are, you see. So they are really one and the same. So we just want to remind you that you are so much more than you know, and that non-physical part of you is always aware of you, and that the thoughts that non-physical part of you holds about you and about the subjects of your life, meaning the other people and the circumstances and events, what your inner being knows about you, as you come to know it too, you'll not only feel wonderful, because it feels good to feel good, but you will then be the witnesser of the universe and its universal power and focus, working things out for you. It's so delicious to be this leading edge creator that you are in your physical body and working with the laws and the power of the universe. And it is so hard to be working against it. And without even knowing it, you've picked up physical habits along your trail that cause you to work against yourself. Nobody else has any power against you. So it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. They can't negatively affect you. But what you think about them can negatively affect you. It's what you think about what's going on with them, because it has to be an active vibration within you to affect you. So an active vibration within you could be about a lot of things, couldn't it? And so that's what we want to help you recognize and clarify and clean up just a little bit if you want to. Someone is feeling unappreciated, and they want to be appreciated. It feels so good when someone holds you as their object of attention and adores you or appreciates you. But they're not feeling that. They're seeing others get it, but they're not feeling it. They sort of have their tail between their legs, and things aren't going that well for them, and they're feeling sort of down and out, and like things are unfair, and people aren't treating them like they want to be treated, and on it goes. And so this person is wanting to know from us, how can I be more appreciated? And our answer is always the same. Find something to appreciate. Because as you find something, whatever it is, a flower, a butterfly, a cat or a dog, a rainbow, a cloud, a dolphin jumping, something good to eat, as you find anything to appreciate, as you offer your appreciation, your vibration raises, because you can't appreciate without being a vibrational match to source energy. And when you are appreciating, now you are the attractor of appreciation. But you can't control what others are doing. You can't control the appreciative state of others, because you can't stand on your head in enough different ways to get someone who's out of the vortex to appreciate you. And when you try, you will pronounce yourself a failure. But you can become an avid appreciator. And what you begin to discover is it was never someone else's appreciation of you that you were looking for. It was your alignment with the energy of love, with the energy of source, with the energy of appreciation. That's what fills you up, you see. You get so full of it that it doesn't matter to you what others are flowing to you, other than it is so delicious to be the recipient of someone's appreciation, because it means they're in the vortex. So it turns out you can't be selfish. You can't adore appreciation from another and separate yourself from your gladness of their alignment, you see. You see how it works? You cannot be an appreciator without being appreciated. And it turns out it's being the appreciator that matters most, you see. That's why your inner being stands in a state of never-ending appreciation and adoration of that which you are, has practiced the vibration of that so eternally that that is all that can be offered from the source within you. And when you find a different vibrational stance, then you separate yourself from that. And then we come along and say, we want you to be so selfish that you care about aligning with that energy that creates worlds. And then, like your inner being, you become an uplifter. Only you're like the satellite dish that's beamed in a little closer, you see. In other words, the giving puts you in the vibrational stance of the receiving. But if you've got your sights on receiving and you're not in alignment, it can't come to you. And that's when you start making claims of deprivation, you see. So when once you've launched this rocket, once you've identified with clarity what you prefer, and sometimes it takes a little bit of life experience to do that. once you have identified that you want something, then as you think about what you want and you talk about what you want, then you move in the direction of what you want, and you feel so good because your vibration has smoothed out. You have become a cooperative component to your own creation, and you are in sync with the broader part of you, which is where all satisfaction comes from. But as humans, you sometimes, often, an unreasonable amount of time as far as we are concerned, you care what other humans think about things more than you do about finding resonance with the greater part of you, with this very wise, very old, very expansive part of you. And so often, instead of moving in the direction of who you really are, you move in the opposite direction of who you are and what you want, by continuing to point out why you want that, by beating the drum of what's wrong in the being without it. And you get what you think about. So there are a lot of people that try to fill that gap with stuff. They buy one more thing and bring it home, or eat something, or snort something, or shoot something, or drink something. In other words, they want relief from resistance. But we know that you want far more than a relief from resistance. You want the fullness, the full embracing of the fullness of who you are. You are creators with the power to create worlds flowing through you, you see. And nothing less than that will ever be satisfying for you. So yes, you could say we are emphatically, stubbornly holding our vision of who you are, but it's not a vision that we made up, it's a vision that you made up. It's your creation that we are holding tight to, you see. You see it all fits together? You were source energy before you came into this physical body, and only a small part of you came and focused here. The larger part of you still exists in this vortex. As you explore the contrast, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, you launch these rockets, which your inner being, and that's where we stand. We stand inside this vortex, holding steady the vibrational stance of all that you've asked for as you incrementally increase your vortex, as the capacity of who you are continues to increase. We hold steady to that vision. We hold steady to that vision, knowing with everything that we are that you will return to the vortex. And we know it for sure because when you croak, you have no choice, because when you withdraw your consciousness from things that are bothering you, you reemerge into the wholeness of who you really are, and we revel. So why are we playing this game with you now? Because you came forth in this life experience to know the fullness of who you are, to selfishly express this energy that creates worlds. Over time, Esther has come to understand, and you are coming to understand too, perhaps, that you didn't come here to change the world so that you can feel better. You came here in order to acknowledge your own perception and acknowledge your own point of attraction and see things from a big enough picture that you can stay in balance, because once you are in balance, then you can move about with more freedom without feeling like you need to control the uncontrollable. Aren't you ready to give that up? If you have mastered control over your children, you've done them a great disservice. And we promise you, you haven't. They just got sneakier. You're not controlling them. They're just not doing the things they want to do when you're around. You teach deception by insisting that they be the way that you want them to be rather than the way that they are choosing to be. We know it can feel a little panic in the room that, oh, that means we should just let everybody do whatever they want to do. Pretty much, you don't have much other choice. But you can control your own point of attraction. And here's the most important thing. You have complete control over your own power of influence. Because when you take the time, and it does take some conscious attention, to come into alignment consistently, steadily with who you really are, the leverage of non-physical energy that moves to you and through you makes you a very influential, very uplifting person. And when you think about it, those that you are wanting to control most are usually those whom you love the most. And so it's only when you are in love, it's only when you are in that vibration of wholeness that your influence is such that you can then be like a satellite dish maybe that is beamed down closer to where they are, offering, emanating, oozing a vibration that is so in sync with the God force that you are, the love that you are, that they can then maybe come under your influence a little bit.